Hey, what is up guys, it's Marsleaf here, back with another Kane's Wrath video commentary. My fourth commentary to be exact this week. I know, it's crazy. But here we have Unleashed UA playing as the Cyan Blackhand and AsMondiAns, who is also known as BikeRushOwns, playing as the Red Blackhand. So without further ado, let's go straight into it. We have BikeRush in the right, very distinguishable from with his red color. He usually does play red. And on the other side we have Unleashed playing as the Blackhand also. It's going to be a Blackhand mirror on Tournament Rift, drafting that barracks, getting the Saboteur, not bothering to go with additional Saboteurs. Unleashed though, he generally does do that, and as you can see he's going for dual Saboteur, triple Saboteur, as well as a secret shrine, so he's going to get that early upgrade to ensure that he can capture those spikes in the bottom. But I'm not sure if this will work against Blackhand, as they have Raider buggies, and Raider buggies I am almost certain can reach these spikes before the engineers can. So this is a really terrible build order by Unleashed, I think, and BikeRush, he is a smart enough player to exploit that and snipe those engineers, I reckon. We'll soon see if he does do that. Anyways, Pollution generic grenades being cast on those Confessor Cabals, not bothering to target the Black Disciple member in there, but still nonetheless, wow, he actually takes out the majority of those squads. That's very nice use of that ability there. And as we can see, a Raider buggy coming out by BikeRushOwns, so BikeRushOwns is caught up onto the fact that there's a Black Disciple there, and that usually means those engineers going to capture the tip spikes. But the Raider buggy doesn't care that these Cabals are shooting at it, and it will snipe these Saboteurs. So that's nice work by BikeRushOwns. That should put him ahead, I reckon. But no, he's actually sold his MCV. This is to be expected from BikeRushOwns, especially as he is a, you know, he's the biggest all-in player in the game. Yeah, you should micro this Raider buggy away, but I don't think you'll have enough time to save it, and there it goes down. Not a big deal, considering the fact that it sniped two engineers. But where is the additional engineer of BikeRush? I'm not sure how he's going to... I mean, he could capture these spikes in the bottom, but I guess Unleashed does hold a Black Disciple member there, which will be garrisoning this structure. So he's going to probably try and... Oh, it gets sniped. Engineer gets sniped. So that engineer failing to accomplish much. Some Raider buggy here going to scout. It looks like Unleashed... Did he have a War Factory? I'm fairly certain he did have one there. And he sold it to get this hand up nod. I'm not sure how well this is going to work out against a Blackhand all-in. I guess infantry do fare well against the Raider buggies, but against the mass Raider buggies, I'm not sure. Actually, I guess this is all right. I mean, you can't kite infantry with bikes. Not really meant for that purpose. But as we see, BikeRushOwns is going to send his force through the middle here. He's going to try and destroy a Harvester. That will be his ultimate aim. Unleashed does have his MCV, while BikeRush does not have an MCV. Two Harvesters for BikeRushOwns. He's retained his War Factories. He could probably sell one since he's stalled on cash. And he doesn't have spikes to fund an additional build queue, so he can only work on at most one build queue, if that made any sense. Paying to repair the spike, that's a nice move by Unleashed. It costs 4 credits a second. It's not exactly like you're breaking the bank by repairing the spike. And many of the bikes going down to these Confessor Cabal squads. Very lethal against bikes and light units, especially Seekers, which have a ridiculous gun damage penalty, and they get shot down by enemy rifleman squads, which is always a pity. But the bikes, they've decided to retreat back to base. BikeRushOwns, what are you going to follow this up with? You've sold your War Factory. You have one here. I'm guessing this is going to be an MCV. It's going to be a Harvester. Not exactly what I wanted to see there. Unleashed, on the other hand, he has got 2 Harvesters mine, so that kind of did force Unleashed to overspend in order to fort this rush here. And BikeRushOwns actually sending an additional Harvester to the blue field. That's nice work there. He's going to get a fair amount of cash from that expedition to the blue. Unleashed will scout it though. There's 2 Confessor Cabal squads. He could do something about it and send some bikes to harass the Harvester, but no, it doesn't look like he has a War Factory to do anything about that Harvester. Black Owens knows that he is under no threat here except these Confessor Cabals. He could just use the Harvester as the counter. Harvesters can cross infantry, but in Kane's Wrath they're not as potent as say in Tiberian Wars, where the Harvesters have just got a million HP and they're one of the best counters to infantry in the game. Kind of makes the counter system a little bit weirder than Kane's Wrath. Harvesters own all. And Bike Buggy by Crush Owens, I'm not sure if this is going to accomplish much. Unleash is definitely onto it, as he's just dropped a hand of nod there. He's going to be training some rocket infantry. He's going to get up some bikes here, shooting down those bikes, those aura, granting the rocket squads a very big bonus to the rate of fire. And Unleashed is going to clean this up. No worries. Bike Crush, on the other hand, has got his second refinery, so we can assume that his MCV has been deployed. And there's his MCV already expanded in the most peculiar position. You don't often see MCVs expanded there. He's probably going to eco boom ahead of Unleashed, as Unleashed, I think, is definitely behind in economy. I mean, he does hold 3 spikes, but still, he's only got 2 harvesters, while Bike Crush Owens has a total of 6 harvesters, so he's quite a bit ahead. Raider buggies, going to get some repairs by this War Factory. And I'm assuming that Bike Crush Owens is just going to go eco. But no, what's this? A secret shrine. Huh, that's kind of unusual. I guess he is planning on going infantry to counter Unleashed infantry. He could just spam Cabals with that upgrade, Black Disciples, and he would be good to go, especially as the rockets don't really fare well against Cabals. The range is just too much for them. And the Black Disciple member would have to be really up close to those Confessors in order to take them out. And Confessor Cabals trying to shoot each other down. It's these Black Disciples that have the most health. I think they have more health than even the whole squad of Cabals, but still nonetheless. We have some infantry rolling through the middle. And some not Raider buggies, Scorpion tanks trying to make their way up the top of the map here. Unleashed UA going to retaliate with some infantry. This is going to get cleaned up so easily by Crush Owens. I can just predict it here. He just has to drop a few shredder turrets and he'll be fine against infantry. Infantry in Kane's Wrath, much easier to counter than, let's say, vehicles. I mean, Kane's Wrath, let's face it, is a vehicle game, as it's harder to counter those as, say, infantry and aircraft. But Black Hand Inf are quite potent if you don't see them coming. That's without a doubt. And as we see here, infantry squads shooting down themselves. Illusion generic grenades being thrown, but I'm not sure that they're going to do anything, as Unleashed forces have already found a target. But no, wait, this Cabal squad has turned hostile and it will start shooting down its own rocket squads, getting a total of a single rocket squad there. That's nice use of the ability there. I very much enjoy seeing that being used. Infantry more infantry forces by Unleashed. So this isn't just a standard Black Hand mirror where both players go Scorp spam. Because let's face it, that's Black Hand mirrors in a nutshell. Scorpion spam into 1 clicks. It can't get much more simpler than that, really. And as long as you stay out of the tib fields, you can probably avoid the 1 clicks. But it's very hard to avoid 1 clicks on this map, as the tib fields are all over the place. And oh, it's just a nightmare. This tib spike though will go down. That's Bike Crush's tib spike, and he will now lose it. So no more 10 credits a second income for you, Bike Crush. And Bike Crush, what have you got to answer now? You're going for economy. You've got 1 refinery there. You definitely need to place another one, as that ratio is so odd. I mean odd as in there's less refineries to harvesters, and now he'll have the perfect ratio so those harvesters don't bug up at the refineries while they're docking, which is always very, very game breaking in some cases. Yeah, throwing down the hand of nods, trying to counter these Scorpion tanks. Scorpion tanks obviously not the most ideal unit to train against infantry, but he will destroy most of the infantry forces. Of course, the Scorpion tanks are so fast, it makes them cost effective against infantry. as long as you can crush most of them. And those Scorp tanks will go down. What's happening here? Oh, it looks like Unleashed UA is going to pick up some harvesters. That's nice counter harassment by Unleashed. Didn't look like Bicrush Owens had anything there to answer that. And it seems like most of the Scorpion tanks were cleaned up by just a handful of rocket squads. And Bicrush Owens must have been too busy microing his harvesters here. He did manage to save 5 of them. He must have some additional harvesters at his original field. And yes, he does. He's got 1 harvester there. And more Scorpion tanks going down. I don't think Scorp tank debris destroys anything. Does any debris destroy anything except the Hand of Nod ball? I'm not sure. I had someone tell me it could be just the flame tank. The flame tank, even then, I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, the economy for Unleashed isn't as good as Bicrush still. I mean, Bicrush has 5 harvesters here. Actually, no, he's got 6 harvesters, while Unleashed just has 3 on 1 refinery. So he's going to have to make something happen here. And yes, he's got some attack bikes, which will try and pick off this MCV. Bicrush Owens, is that another MCV? Yes, it is, and he's got a tier 3. He's got a tier 3 up, and he's going for the charged particle beam, so he'll be able to defend this MCV. No worries, just spam some shredder turrets, dropping down that refinery there, because he wants to take over the map as quick as possible. So Unleashed UA will be starved on just this single field here, while Bicrush Owens will have access to the blue and the green. But all MCV gets destroyed. Unleashed UA going in there and at the right moment and destroying that MCV. Very nice work there by Unleashed. And selling off that refinery. Not sure if that was a good idea. It also snipes the harvester. Very, very nice by Unleashed. That may just put him back into this game. And he also has some infantry forces moving through the middle. This will prevent Bicrush Owens from using this as a additional path to attack. The charged particle beams will be too much for these infantry forces. As you can see there, all the infantry will get cleaned up, no worries. The tip spike does remain under Unleashed control, so he's had 2 spikes throughout the majority of this here. Of course, being sniped in the beginning of the game didn't help him at all. Put him behind, actually. And more bikes coming in, and this harvester is as good as dead. He's not going to save this harvester here. And there it goes. He's going to need something like a bikes of his own, really. And all flame tank, so Unleashed constant harassment here. Very nice job in preventing Bicrush Owens from basically out-ecoing him and making tons of production. What's the correct term? I think it's out-macro. Yeah, out-macro. It's a StarCraft 2 term that was coined, I think, in StarCraft. Not entirely sure there. I just know a lot of commentators use it. And here we have more Confessor Cabals by Bicrush Owens and Unleashed. So really, a lot of these Confessor Cabals going head to head with each other in this game. And what is this? More and more flame tanks. Unleashed. You are non-stop with these. And he's always unorthodox. I mean, that's what Unleashed is known to be. He's known to be a player that tries to play different from the norm. That's why so many of his replays are so wubbed in this game. I mean, without question, he has the most wubbed games in the whole of Kane's Wrath. And without a doubt, is the most entertaining player. But what is this? A Redeemer for Bicrush Owens. Bicrush Owens, how did you get your Redeemer out? And it's already at Unleashed base. Does Unleashed have EMP cores? He needs as many EMP buggies as possible, but no, he does not have the EMP cores upgrade. How on earth is he going to stop this Redeemer? The Redeemer is just marching straight into this base. He's going to destroy this refinery. It could just go on aggressive stance and march its way straight into here. Maybe even take out the tier 3 before the Redeemer of Unleashed is out. And more flame tanks, more and more flame tanks. That one being destroyed there, but he has negated Bicrush Owens' expansion, which is good. And I think Bicrush Owens may have to retreat here as the Redeemer is out. That will be a big problem for his Redeemer, as well as this Obelisk, which is just going to do a ton of damage to him. And Rage Generator goes off. Not sure why that was. It didn't really affect anything, but still, the cooldown is relatively low on the Rage Generator, and you can just spam that as many times as you want during the game. It's actually one of the major reasons why you build the Redeemer in the first place, other than being a huge meat shield and a gigantic flame tank that can just, napalm everything. And harvesters by Unleashed I know it's going to get destroyed, but it's going to also inform him about the bikes that are coming through the middle. And was this all Unleashed? This was a terrible idea of yours, going straight into those rocket squads, and all those bikes will get decimated. That isn't good at all. And where is the Redeemer of Unleashed? Unleashed is going to make a retreat with his Redeemer, same as Bike Rush Owens. Bike Rush Owens, he's got another MCV here, and he is good. Okay, with Harvesters, look at this, he's got 5 Harvesters here. What is this? This is going to be a tip vein detonation, and all those Harvesters were already damaged, and it will destroy most of them. 3 Harvesters going down there, and that Harvester barely managing to make it out alive. Just 1 second, please. Oh yeah. God, you get so thirsty and your throat caught up there because of this commentary. Anyways, we have the Redeemer out for Unleashed. This Engineer will get sniped. More Flame Tank coming in for Unleashed. And this Redeemer will be able to clean them up, no problem. And this MCV is actually going to get destroyed, so very, very nice awareness by Unleashed. Oh no, what are you doing, Unleashed? You could have done more damage there, but still, nonetheless, he forced Bike Rush's own Redeemer to stay at his base and stay put while Unleashed does something about his Tiberium situation. He's got 2 Harvesters here. This looks like a 1-click. Did I miss something? There must have been a Catalyst Missile. And the MCV is still up for Bike Rush Owens, deploying a refinery. I hear an additional Catalyst Missile. This could be for Bike Rush Owens or Unleashed. Unleashed using the Catalyst Missile on the refinery there, being able to prevent Bike Rush from gaining any Tiberium whatsoever. Very, very nice harassment by Unleashed. He's keeping Bike Rush definitely at bay. And I've got to say, this is probably one of the best games I've seen Unleashed play, to be honest. The Rage Generator goes off. Lots and lots of Cabal squads just going in, marching towards their doom. It's really not a good idea for them to do that. I wouldn't expend them because this is just experience for Unleashed Redeemer, but Unleashed Redeemer is facing this Veteran Redeemer, which does belong to Bike Rush. And whose Redeemer will come out victorious? There is a couple rocket squads for Unleashed which are supporting him, but there is an EMP buggy. Bike Rush Owens did have the time to research the EMP coils, and it will come in handy here in destroying this not MCV, Redeemer. This Redeemer is as good as dead, and Bike Rush Owens is going to save his Redeemer, but they're all at the same time. The construction yard is under attack by the Flame Tank. Will this Flame Tank be able to take it out? Bike Rush Owens quickly unpacking that MCV, trying to disrupt this Flame Tank for as long as possible. He needs to quickly pack it up and unpack it because it will get destroyed. And if this MCV goes down, I think he will be put out of the game. Does he have a build queue? Does he have a build queue? I don't think he has a build queue. No MCV either, so no more build order. Not build order, build queue. And no War Factory to replace the MCV. So what on earth is he going to do? He's got this Redeemer. It's Veteran, probably close to Elite. That's his only hopes of winning this game. And Unleashed, if you have the EMP cores, you could probably hold this Redeemer for as long as possible. But Bike Rush Owens has to attack immediately. He's got this Redeemer here. It's low on health, but it has enough health to cause substantial damage. But that may not be enough because Unleashed has an MCV and a pretty decent economy. He's got 4 Harvesters on this field. The blue has regrown to an extent, and the Redeemer, it's just gonna to burn down these production facilities. Infantry, I'm not entirely sure if this is a good idea for Unleashed, but I guess he's kind of desperate. Scorpion tanks wouldn't be a bad choice because they've got quite good armor. They're fast. They can avoid the flamethrower of the Redeemer. So the Redeemer is just going to have to individually pick them off one by one, which isn't really what you want as a Black Hand player. And you've just got a Redeemer left. But the Redeemer is coming in. It's elite Redeemer for Bike Rush Owens, and will he be able to nail these infantry forces? All the infantry are going down. This isn't terrible for Unleashed. Unleashed, he could cake this game here. He could cake it. Where are the Scorpion tank reinforcements? The reinforcements have to come in immediately and take out this Redeemer. Bike Rush Owens trying to micro this Redeemer as best as possible. We've got charged particle beam shredder turrets doing a lot of damage to this, but that repair that Saboteur inside the Redeemer is desperately trying to keep it alive. As you can see there, the Saboteur doing its work. Good work for Bike Rush Owns, but that still will mean nothing, as the Redeemer will go down, as well as Bike Rush Owns. So yeah, pretty crazy game, especially the ending there. Could have gone for both players, especially Bike Rush. I mean, nice job in using those flame tanks unleashed. Very, very good job there. The MCVs, countless MCVs being destroyed by the flame tanks. And if we go to the stats, we can see that in the resources, Unleashed was behind for the majority of the game, while Bike Rush was ahead, but then he just fell flat at pretty much the 11-minute mark, because Unleashed was just non-stop with the aggression, and he did not allow Bike Rush Owns to gather that blue tie beam in the end, which was a very, very good decision of his. So yeah, a very, very, very tense and good game. I enjoyed watching that one there. I'm actually going to give it a wub. Anyways, for units killed, we have 381 units killed for Bike Rush with a kill to death ratio of 0.77. As for Unleashed, 473 units with a kill to death ratio of 1.11. That's actually pretty good, considering he was up against Blackhand, and Blackhand units are so cheap and expendable that the kill to death ratio is always below 0 or below 1. It should be anyways. But yeah, that's a nice job by Unleashed there. I have nothing more to say, just good game. So yeah, if you thought this video was entertaining, then don't forget to like it. It means the world to me, and I will see you all later. Peace out.